It was just the most bizarre thing. Like after that, when he would hit me, it would just be this eerie calm that would come over him.
Talking to solve everything, but talking only made it worse.
It was my daughter's first birthday, and it was beautiful, May 29th, beautiful May day. We were at the park in Westland, and it was a sprinkler park. My sister took this picture of me holding her up, and it was just like kind of represented the whole birthday party. And I was irritated because her father didn't contribute to helping that day. And I had been calling him, and and I was mad. Which, for someone who is a victim or a survivor or who has been abused, anger is not something that you really own or accept because you don't think you have that right to be angry. But I was mad, I was pissed. And so I called him and I was like, look, it's her birthday. You're supposed to be here, where are you? And I guess my tone wasn't at a volume that was acceptable, and he got mad and hung up on me, so he didn't come to the birthday party. So that night, I had all her presents in there. I went over to his house, and he wasn't there. And I waited, and something in me, I don't know, something in me just kind of like a roadmap just kind of directed me to there to see him, to kind of make things right, because I knew if I didn't make things right, it would be wrath. So when he showed up, I was like, oh, I have all these great birthday gifts and such and such and such. And he was like, leave, I don't want you here. And I was like, no, you want me here. You want to see the gifts, you want, well, let's talk about our child. I'm trying to connect with him some kind of way. And he got angry, and I tried to walk away, and he sucker punched me. And it was so quick and so fast. I don't even remember feeling it. I just remember being on the ground and just him hitting me like fist after fist after fist, kicking me. My glasses going one place. I remember the taste of the dirt, and it was so bizarre. But I remember tasting the dirt and remember enjoying tasting the dirt because tasting the dirt meant I was still alive. And all of a sudden, he stopped. That calm came, and he's like, guess I'm going to jail tonight. He picked up his cell phone and called 911 and reported himself. I got up from the dirt, grabbed what I could grab, got in my car and drove to the nearest gas station. My eyes were swollen. My eyes were swollen shut for 2 weeks. I spent the night in the hospital, and that was my daughter's birthday. I had this beautiful day with her, and then this horrible night with her father. And that morning, I sent a picture to my brother and my sister-in-law, God rest her soul, my sister-in-law, and they looked at the picture and they were laughing like, oh my God, somebody got their ass kicked. And then I was like, yeah, that was me, and because they couldn't even recognize me. It was just so, I looked so horrible. They didn't even recognize who I was. And my brother's like, what happened? And after I told him, my brother, he was living in Lansing at the time. He sat in his car for 2 hours loading and unloading his gun while my sister-in-law tried to talk him out of coming down here and putting a bullet into my baby daddy's head. So what I did was kind of like an act of preservation. I wanted to save myself, so I took my picture and I did this long post on Facebook about this is what domestic violence looks like. And I posted it, partly because if other people knew, then that would be my accountability for not going back.
And I was on a playground in a new apartment complex, and I saw this cute light-skinned boy working out. I'm like, oh, okay, he got muscles, he kind of cute, he looked like Chris Brown. All right, let's go over there and talk to him. Spent the whole day with him and everything. And about a week later, he asked me, well, it's not like asked me, he just like told me I was gonna be his girlfriend. I'm like, oh, okay, it's whatever. And we spent every day together for like 2 months, and I had to leave for basic training, and I was gone for 6 months. Only way we could really talk was like phone conversations, letters, and he seemed like the perfect boyfriend while I was away. It was like a little bit after I got back, I ended up moving to Ypsilanti, where I was attending college and was just happy to be out and away from everyone. And he used to come up there and visit me all the time. And it was one incident. I was talking to my best friend on Skype, and he was a little upset because I guess he wanted to go somewhere, and I didn't feel like it. And I was sitting in my room talking to my best friend on Skype, and he came in there and he slammed the laptop down, and he was upset, and he just like started cursing me out and like, throwing stuff around my room. And I'm like, okay, let's breathe, let's talk, let's walk around a little bit. We left. It was like super cold outside. We walked around. We ended up getting into an argument again with my best friend. Told him he didn't have to worry about it, but he didn't care. So he called one of his friends and he left me. So I basically had to walk home by myself, and I stayed in my apartment waiting for him to get back, and he never showed up. And then like I just randomly woke up in the middle of the night and I looked out my apartment window, and he was just sitting there on one of those little heaters, just staring up at my window, just with like this pissed off face. And I'm like, okay. I looked at my phone, he had called me. I went out there, let him back in, and the first thing he did was like bust my freaking door open. I guess I was taking too long to just like get the keys out, and he bust my door open. So I ended up moving back in with my mother, and that's when I realized that I was pregnant. The final straw was, it was after my baby was born. He got pissed off at me. He took her in a room with a knife, and he was like, well, since you don't want to do this, it's like, well, if I can't have you, no one will. You're not going to take my daughter away from me. So he tried to kill himself and kill my baby. When that was like, I guess that was a trigger point when I knew, like, okay, maybe it's time for me to go. And I literally, I tried to wrestle with him from the knife. We both got cut, and I took my baby and I went in the bathroom, and I just locked myself in the bathroom. And he just started slicing his arm up. Ended up going to the hospital, and that's when I left. And it took for my boyfriend now, who's my best friend at the time, it took for him to come into my life and show me, like, okay, this is how you're supposed to be treated, and this is what real love is.
My husband has been my salvation. He's learned a lot about, he was open to and learning a lot about, a lot of men don't want to date a damaged woman, and I was damaged, I mean, there are still some things in me that are broken that probably won't ever be fixed. But he was willing to open up his heart and learn a lot of stuff about me, and he was what I needed, which was kind, and I'm so thankful for him. My children have been awesome, just kind, and I'm thankful for them.